All right, let's do it. Yeah.
We can start now if you'd like. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, maybe let's start now.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. I'm here with the incomparable Mr. Marcus Trummer, one of my favorite new artists out of Calgary, Alberta, my neighboring province, BC. Very excited to have you on the show. How you doing?
Yeah, doing great, doing great. We just got a dump of snow here, so hopefully the last
Oh,
one.
is that
But
right?
yeah.
Oh dear. Oh dear. And I tell you what, Atlantic, Canada's my first year out living out here. As a BC Vancouver boy, I was not anticipating the winters like this, and I'm sure
Right.
I mean, you'd be no stranger to it, but
Yeah, for sure. Prairies. Yeah, that's how it goes. But
I'm happy it's
yeah,
over.
yeah, for sure.
Fantastic. Yeah, well, thank you again for coming on the show. I'm like I've mentioned to all the listeners here at CKDU, I've been playing a lot of your music almost ad nauseum because it's fresh, it's Canadian, really exciting for me. It's a sound that I love, and I find I struggle to find artists like you that are new and producing something that sounds fresh. I'm always kind of going back, listening to the old greats, whether it's in blues, soul, and it's very exciting for me. And I think I can speak on behalf of all the people listening to have a sound like yours, so fresh, but also coming out of Canada. And that's to do with your brand new album release that just came out. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm a bit of a outlier, when it comes to, you know, making this old school music, then being in Canada, with this being such a like a Southern American kind of sound that I'm
Yeah.
influenced by, and Southern U.S. And yeah, just and then I'm a young guy too, so but it's definitely encouraging too that it's getting out there and connecting with people.
Absolutely. I think that's what's so exciting about it. And like you said, being Canadian as an outlier, I think there's a huge opportunity there and excites a lot of people. I'm sure you'd fit right in out here in Halifax with some of the music scene that I've discovered out here too. So, do you have any plans to come out here at all?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to get out everywhere. I love being on the road and
Hmm.
touring, and just yeah, we're trying to take the live show out there to as many people as possible. We don't have anything booked out east just yet. Yeah, we'll kind of see. We're trying to put together the pieces. We got some stuff in the States, and then of course
Okay.
Western Canada.
Yeah,
I
tell me about the,
mentioned.
the upcoming dates in
Yeah,
Western
I mean,
Canada.
right away, I'm going to be out in BC. We're playing in Vancouver with this band called Honey Bear and Mercy Walker. So both are real cool artists you could check out,
Right on.
especially if you're
Well,
into
I'm
kind
gonna.
of the.
I plan on coming to the show. I leave here on the 22nd, so
Oh, no way.
I'll be back in BC. Yeah, so I'll try and come by.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good one, and I'll have my for that show. I'll have my full or six-piece band, so
Okay.
horn section,
Yep.
and then the B3 organ, and then I do of course
The
my guitar
the
thing.
organ on the record is just incredible. Absolutely incredible. The musician, we
Appreciate
can
it.
talk about that later, but the musicianship is phenomenal. So yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, really
Yeah,
great.
yeah. No, we yeah, definitely got to have the organ. It's just a thing with the when you're making soul music, and it just adds so much. So I don't know if we'll have the actual like the
The keys are
pad
there.
and
The keys are
uh
there.
but uh but yeah, these days, on the road it's kind of tough to travel with a full
I have
size
no doubt. I have
organ,
no doubt.
Leslie, but we definitely use that for our Calgary shows, and once we get bigger bigger vehicles and stuff, maybe we'll.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tell me a bit about the band. So, because I know, we discussed just before we got started, you were part of the Marcus Trummer band. Now you've broken out as an independent. Is there any crossover with the musicians from the band and who you're working with now?
Yeah, totally. It's very similar. I think I just once I decided to make a full length record, I felt like it made sense just to release it solely under my name,
Yeah.
and then I can kind of just do whatever, right? So my younger brother Silas, He plays drums in my band, and he also played
Right on.
drums on the record. So he was one of the foundational elements of that. And then, yeah, the rest of the band kind of shifts around. I got the same bass player I've had for a number of years. And
Right on.
then, yeah, just keys players, horn players, they kind of swap in and out depending on the gig. But yeah, kind of the core trio
Okay.
uh, is still the same.
Very cool.
And yeah, we definitely, yeah, it's been a bit of a shift. Back when I first started out, I was kind of still finding my sound in a way. Messed around with some more rock leaning stuff, kind of southern
Yeah,
rock.
I listened to some of it on. I had to find it on Bandcamp, but it was definitely leaned more in that direction. It was very good though.
Right, yeah, and it still had that loose kind of jammy element that I still like to retain. I mean, we kind of cut the arrangements down on my album. There's still lots of guitar solos. I mean, it's still
So
kind of a
that's
live sound.
a point I wanted to mention because so often when I listen to guitar focused artists and I listen to some of their studio work, sometimes I'm left wanting a little more. And in terms of the guitar solo, that's why I tend to always, my friends bother me for this. The listeners know at CKDU, I'm always playing live recordings because there's just something about that really speaks to me. But I noticed when been listening to your record, it's I'm not left wanting more. They're very satisfactory and a nice amount of time in terms of the guitar solos per song, which I thought
Right.
was very well done.
Yeah, that's cool. Cool to hear. Yeah, we wanted to bring out a lot of the guitar while still keeping it like digestible, to your average
Exactly.
listener. Like, um, you know, yeah, I like putting lots of guitar on there, and it's definitely more than you'd hear from the average, pop record coming out these days, or even
Well,
like what you're
perhaps.
saying, uh, guys like John
I actually,
Mayer.
well, exactly. Mr. Mayer is tearing it up at the moment. Are you a fan of the Grateful Dead at all? Do you listen to Dead and
Oh yeah.
Co? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was more when it comes to like jam bands, I was more into like the Allman Brothers and
Okay.
that kind of school
Yeah.
of stuff. So I like bluesier kind of
Sure, sure.
I
So
really like the
you're a big Warren Haynes fan too?
yeah, Warren Haynes, big on like Derek Trucks and
Yes. Oh,
Tedeschi Trucks
I'm
band.
thinking about driving down to the Gorge to see the Tedeschi Trucks band. I think
Oh,
they're playing at
cool.
the Gorge this summer. Playing somewhere
Yeah.
close by. I'd
I'm
love to see them.
I think if I could fit it in with my summer touring schedule, I'm gonna see them in Montana.
Right
Uh,
on.
Yeah, there's a small amphitheater they're playing down there, but that's definitely one of the best bands out there these days that I'm
Yeah.
influenced by. So
Right. Yeah, no, I've seen them perform a couple times at Crossroads Guitar Festival.
nice.
So they're incredible. But yeah, to get back to your music, that jam band sound is very cool. And that's I guess one of your influences. I heard in a an interview you did, I think it was fairly recently it came out. You're kind of describing yourself in terms of genre because I've been calling you a blues guy, but I think if I'm correct, correct me if I'm wrong. You said it's at the root of what I do, but maybe not necessarily what I'd call myself. Is that along the right lines?
Yeah, definitely. I think the blues is kind of the foundation of all the music I like, and yeah, I don't want to like limit myself either because
Yeah,
I listen to so many things, kind of everything from like, like the rock and roll stuff all the way to like hip hop and R&B and like the neo soul and I kind of like it all, right? And all of that stuff that I like personally is rooted in blues music. It kind of came out of that tradition,
right.
out of the U.S. and yeah, I think like on this last record, a lot of my songwriting was definitely influenced more by soul music. So some of the Motown stuff and like
Yeah.
Stax Records in Memphis. Um, guys like Bill Withers or Otis
Hmm.
Redding, and I like that, like vocally and also lyrically. Um, but obviously, as a guitar player too, that's always gonna, tap into my, I'm gonna tap into my blues influences,
Right.
like Albert King and
Oh yes.
and some of like the more, even the rock blues, like big Jimi Hendrix guy too. So
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I noticed that it's incredible. It's a great blend because I mean, there's the rhythm guitar I even noticed is fantastic, and there's great little kind of funk elements. I to my ear I noticed in some at some points, but it kind of brings back, and there's always not always, but there's a guitar solo that certainly speaks to those influences. But I think it's very unique too. I really like your tone. It's do you struggle with that at all? Kind of trying to break out in terms of your tone or sounding like yourself. I mean. I'm speaking from the position of a listener, but to actually create, is that a challenge?
Um, you know, I think I have kind of found a lane that I like
Hmm.
in terms of tone and the songwriting. Yeah, it's definitely kind of an always evolving thing.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, I'm pretty comfortable in what I do. And just I think a lot of it comes back to the songs that I write and whatever those kind of
right.
demand of my playing and whatever those
Yeah, no,
demand of.
that wasn't to say that was supposed to sound more as like a compliment. It sounds very unique. Like it's very nice to listen to and it's very
Yeah, I
clearly
appreciate
your
it.
identity. You mentioned your songwriting. Do you write all of your own lyrics, or how's that
Yeah,
how's that work?
yeah,
Okay.
I pretty much write everything myself.
Wow.
Like this last record was all written by me. I do some
Fantastic.
co-writing
Okay.
at times. Uh, I've written like country songs that have gotten recorded by country artists, and like
Oh, cool.
I've done some, yeah, collaboration. But I find the best songs really seem to come from when I'm just on my own and I'm kind of hit with like some inspiration and just
Yeah,
whatever.
what's that process like? I know some people will chip away at a song. Are you the kind of guy who you get an idea and you're in a trance for several days sort of thing until you've got it hammered out? What's that like?
I think for me, usually I, I have kind of two routes that I can go. I know how to force write a song,
Okay.
just like based off the theory and kind of like just as a writer, So I've done the Nashville style thing where you walk into a room with two guys and you have no idea what you're gonna do, and then
Yeah.
you leave 3, 4 hours later with a song. Uh,
I noticed you're a sorry to interrupt, a fan of Marcus King. I think I saw you maybe mentioned him somewhere. I can't remember.
oh yeah, for
Um,
sure.
And I heard a great story about him talking recently about that exact process where he got into a room with a guy they didn't
Yeah.
even really like each other. They went for lunch and then ended up, I think, writing Delilah, one of his
Oh wow.
newest
Okay.
songs. So
Well,
that's interesting.
I think for me, usually those songs actually end up being kind of less personal, and
Okay.
well, they might you know be nice songs and flow well. The real personal stuff, which is what I end up releasing. Really, if it's not personal, I tend to give it to another artist or something. The personal stuff, I usually am in some sort of emotional state or something, just on my own, and it kind of tends to come out of nowhere. Every once in a while, sometimes I'll go months without writing, and then just pop up all of a sudden. I'm just sitting one night with my guitar, and then it just kind of takes over, and
Hmm.
things tend to kind of flow out of me. So usually the songs come pretty quick, actually. In that context, it might take me a couple hours,
Okay.
and
Wow.
the song's there, and you can always rearrange stuff, but the core tends to flow like that, and yeah, it's almost like uncovering something that was already there. You have
Right.
to um, kind of just search until you find the right combination of
Right.
things, and then yeah, it's usually like, oh wow, this is really cool, and when it all comes together. So that's yeah, it's kind of a there's two different ways that I can write, but I definitely
Okay.
prefer when it's coming from that almost a spiritual place,
Yeah, no,
almost.
100%. I mean, as a listener, I could tell. I mean, it's very personal and introspective. But at the same time, I mean, I think that speaks to a lot of music, but I could relate to a lot of it, which is very enjoyable for someone like me who's listening. And one of those songs in particular, I think, is Waiting for a Change.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I liked that song a lot. There's a particular line, politicians doing people wrong, only trying to divide. It's very topical and relevant, I think, at any time, but especially now. Um, what I like about the song is it kind of, the way I interpreted it, it kind of goes on to, it's more like you're taking action. I'm not sitting around waiting. And it's, I don't know,
Right.
a realization that as a listener you have, you're like, let's get out there and figure out my own life too. So
Yeah, I
I
appreciate
enjoyed
that.
that song a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Yeah,
go
I
ahead,
was
sorry.
gonna say it's and I like what you're picking up on. And like I always try and kind of spin things in kind of a positive way. I tend to be the type that I lean kind of negative. I can get down a lot, and so I almost use songwriting sometimes as a way to kind of give myself hope. And
Mm,
if I never want to write a song where I'm just going deep into the depression.
e-
I kind of
e-
want to
e-
pull myself out of it when I'm writing,
Interesting.
and so I'll maybe start there from that kind of darker place, and then as I'm writing, try and find the light, in it.
Yeah, no, it's optimistic is what is kind of cool about that song. And maybe a lazy comparison, perhaps just even from the name. It's like you think Waiting on the World to Change by John Mayer, but it's he's sitting
Right.
around waiting. That I think that's literally one of the lyrics. And they're discussing I mean, it's more about the global affairs, but I was kind of made
Right.
that connection in my mind.
Yeah.
Was
Interesting.
that a
Yeah.
song that was hard to write?
I think a bit. I think like a lot of these songs are a bit older, so I wrote a lot of them kind of even during like 2020 and like
Okay.
pandemic times, and like as a musician that was kind of a challenging time obviously for everyone, but
Yeah.
it was very uncertain, and I was just trying to kind of get my career off the ground at that point. And it
Seekers.
just kind of leads you to questioning a lot of things. And a lot of these songs definitely come from like pain and feeling, kind of lost. And I think, collectively, I think we can all relate to a lot of these
Oh,
experiences. They're
absolutely.
not like anything too unique to me. So I'm definitely glad I can share. And yeah, just I try to find the positive and kind of move things in that direction, and I hope I can kind of inspire, you know, whatever positive change or just encourage people through my art. So
Absolutely. I mean, it's work. Like I said, it's worked on me. Another thing I love about your record is that it's something I can put on and listen to the whole album.
mm,
And I'm always and you'll pick up on something each time or each song you're kind of listening to, and like that's an interesting thought. I like that lyric, and I think that's another a thing that's unique to what you've done, because I think a habit of a lot of listeners, and I'm always preaching it on the show, is listen to deep tracks, download a whole album, stop downloading the songs that are just starred. Come on, like there's so
right,
much more to music, and I
yeah,
think this is an album that maybe people who don't, or people who tend to only listen to the hits, can just press play and they're gonna, I think, enjoy the whole thing, and it's certainly worked for me.
that's
So I
cool to
think
hear.
that's another thing. It certainly has. Who am I to tell you that? But it's worked for me.
That's
So
awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I've always been a fan personally of the B-sides on records, and like just yeah, like longer songs where you just really get into it, whether it's lyrically like
mhm.
storytelling, the more personal songs, or whether it's like just musically like extended jams and kind of just the emotion, I
You're speaking my language.
right on.
Yeah. Um. So you're touring. You've got some live shows. I noticed on your YouTube channel you had a couple live recordings of shows, and I hope you don't mind. I actually went as far to play one of the songs from your festival hall show on air,
Oh,
um,
awesome.
just to give people a taste of maybe the
That's really
dynamism
cool.
in a live show. Because I personally love them, and the mix and the audio was fantastic. Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
do you have any
that's sweet.
plans for any live recordings to be released in terms of like official music?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've never really thought about that just yet. I think obviously in some ways my studio sound is a bit live sounding
And you
already.
did mention that, and I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm actually, you know, in the process right now of trying some different production um, techniques out and kind of collaborating with different producers and kind of getting a feel for different styles. And I'm thinking more like, again, about making a second studio album
Okay.
and maybe trying some new things. Maybe we push it in a slightly different direction in terms of production. Like one thing I like a lot of like rock albums and kind of like the LA approach is kind of interesting where there's a lot
Okay.
of
What's
like
that?
layers. Like a lot of these big rock albums, there's a lot of layers and different like background vocals, and then of course
Right.
also the soul kind of like the R&B, like even some of the 90s and 2000s like D'Angelo records and stuff
Mm,
coming out of New York. Obviously vocally there's a lot of like backgrounds and layers to them, and so messing around with stuff like that maybe. Yeah, I don't think I'll make a live album just yet. I mean, at some point for sure it's bound to happen, but yeah, just trying to write and yeah, I'd like to get another album out, as soon as I
wow.
can.
Excellent. Awesome. When do you think we'd see that? I know you said the songs take you a while
Yeah,
to
they
create.
can. I mean, like I said, like this last album, like we recorded back in 2022.
Yeah.
So I've had enough time since then. I've written a lot.
Right. I
Um,
suppose. Yeah. It's just an ongoing process, right?
yeah, there was kind of a delay, like a 2-year delay from when we recorded the album to when it came out. So that was a number of reasons, more business related. But now I'm at the point where I pretty much have an album in terms of songs, and so it's just about kind of getting in the studio, making it
Yep.
happen, and I'd like to start putting out singles and stuff, um, even before the end of the year if we can.
Wow. Amazing.
If not, early next year.
Awesome. I look forward to hearing that. And you say it's going to take on maybe more of a rock personality? Is that
I think
did I interpret that correctly? Or did I
I think
miss stylistically?
um, stylistically, I think open ended, kind of
Okay.
like before, like whatever I feel like. I think again, I identify most with kind of soul, blues.
Hmm.
Um, I'm talking a little bit more in terms of the production approach.
Okay.
Maybe just trying some different things. At least we'll see. It'll kind of come down to who I end up working with and what
Exciting.
happens. And
And
yeah, it's
do you do all of that in Alberta? All the production?
so I'm kind of open to whatever. So actually, the last album we recorded in Toronto. Um,
Okay.
my label is based in Toronto, and they connected me with a producer out there, Ross Hayes Citrullo. He's done a lot of good records for the label and other musicians in Toronto, and it just worked out. So for this last album, my brother and I went out to Toronto, and then we assembled the rest of the band with local session musicians and
Okay.
different different people who had played on other albums from my label, and so yeah, I'm not sure if we'll do the same thing or if maybe we'll record out here because I've recorded here in the past. There's great studios here, but just kind of depends.
Absolutely. Well, that's very exciting to hear there's new music coming right after this brand new debut. It's I have nothing but wonderful, wonderful things to say about it. I'm very glad we got sent the press kit and been playing lots of it. And appreciate we have a station ID from you too, so
Oh
it's
yeah,
running all the
nice.
time. So yeah,
That's awesome.
I appreciate your time as much as anything. It's a fantastic piece of work you should be really proud of, and I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. I'm sure you've been hearing wonderful things thus far.
Man, thanks. Yeah, no, it's great to hear, and it's cool to hear and talk to another younger guy,
Yeah.
because sometimes, especially with my genre, and it's cool how it appeals to all ages, right? Um, but there's a lot of older folks that, especially early on, have
I,
kind of
I mean,
latched onto it.
I think I can speak for a lot of people. We all are influenced by our parents' musical taste. I think you mentioned both your parents are close to music or have work in careers related to music, or your dad plays guitar. That's right.
Yeah, yeah,
And he
I've been
influenced you.
raised in kind of a musical family for sure, and yeah, definitely. I mean, I'd love to see kind of all the generations out at my shows. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but it's great to know it's getting, it's some folks my age too. So
Yeah, I mean,
it's
look,
awesome.
I think it's changing. Even talking to my friends, talking to people out here, I think a lot of people uh have maybe switched their tastes and preferences or are open to new music. And I think there's been a huge resurgence in people just enjoying live music in general. So I think
Right.
there's yeah, I think it's all good news.
Yeah, yeah, the live thing is huge. I mean, people are looking for connection and just the authenticity of like a real instrument, and real voices.
Nothing beats it. Nothing beats it.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll be hopefully touring out in the Maritimes, I don't know, before long. I mean, it's a big country. It's far. It feels so far away.
There's a lot of land to travel. But hey, if you're out here, we'd love to say hi. Always welcome
Definitely.
to come in studio, meet the team, and have you on air, talk about your show.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be
Other
great.
than other than that, ladies and gentlemen, it's been Marcus Trummer. He's got a West Coast tour coming up. Check him out. Check out his brand new album, From the Start. Um, all good things. Thank you very much for your time.
Oh yeah, appreciate it a lot. Grateful for your support.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, I'll cut it off. The thing will be done.
Okay,
In
that's
terms of
the
what's on air. So yeah.
yeah,
Fantastic.
cool. Right
Good
on. Yeah,
stuff.
that's good. Yeah, it's cool. Like I wasn't sure who would be interviewing me, so
No,
so
I'm 22.
yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
out here at university, so I don't know how old are
that's
you?
awesome. I'm 23.
Okay, yeah. There we go. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I moved out to Halifax and I mean I'm super passionate about music. I don't really play, I mean other than noodle around on my guitars, but
nice.
radio was a cool outlet and I just joined and they gave me a show.
That's
So
awesome.
so I'm on air every week couple hours. So
Yeah,
yeah.
well, you definitely seem like passionate about music, and yeah, it's cool. It's definitely encouraging, to see. I've done a lot of these interviews promoting this, and
Yeah.
like I was saying, it's mostly like speaking to like guys in their 60s, and like
Oh yeah.
I've had a few of these like younger ones I was speaking with, even oh, what was that, University of Delaware or something,
Oh wow.
stuff in the States. But yeah, no, definitely cool, and yeah, definitely it'd be cool if you're in Vancouver.
Yeah, no, I plan to be
Come out.
back, so I'll come to the show. I'll let you know from there. Really looking forward to that.
Yeah, you bet.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're I'll be hanging out, so I'll be in the crowd. So just come say hi.
Sounds good. Yeah, that'd be awesome. But besides that, yeah, I really appreciate your time. It's helpful to me and really happy to be able to share your music because I mean, I no lie, it's fucking awesome. So, it
Thank you.
excites me a lot. So, yeah.
That's awesome to hear.
And
Yeah, it really
my
is.
dad keeps playing I sent him your the first time I got your album, I sent it to him. And he's like, "Oh, this is great." Then he picked me up from the airport, and he's just been listening to it all day. It's on in the car, like it's it's on. And he's so
That's
bummed he
cool.
won't be in town. So yeah.
Ah, yeah, no way. That's cool.
Other than that, good luck with your shows in Edmonton
Yeah, appreciate it.
and learning those songs.
Yeah, yeah, I've got a few to learn here. Should show. I got all these guitars with me here. Got
Oh, there you go.
all these guitars and the
And
strap back
you
there.
got the strap. Because did you only use was it a Les Paul on the record, or did you use other guitars?
My album, there was a bunch in the studios. I did a ES
Okay.
335, Les Paul, Strat, and Telly, kind of the big
Okay.
four.
Okay.
Um, I'm mostly a Les Paul guy, I think, for what I do, but
Right.
yeah. For this gig anyway, I got to do a bunch of like Stevie Ray Vaughan style like
So you
stuff.
have
So
the
like
Strat out.
borrowing my, yeah, borrowing my buddy's Strat. So anyway,
Right on. That's very cool. Yeah, no, well, I'm terrible, but I have a Clapton signature Strat, and then I have like a Silver
nice,
Sky SE. So
nice.
that
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
messing around with.
kind of waiting to find the right one for me. I don't actually own a Strat, but yeah, they're good. They're I like I said, all four the classics.
You've got them
So
there, but yeah, no, like I'll let you go. But the guitar work, I assumed it was mostly the solos were coming from your Gibson or your Les
yeah,
Paul, but it had a very clean, nice tone.
thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of Fender amps cranked up, There I think we had
I
a
saw that. I think you had that in the
yeah.
background. Were you playing that at Festival Hall? A Fender amp?
Uh
Did you?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that
Okay.
was just a reissue deluxe reverb, just a
Yeah, that's what it looked
reissue
like.
thing. Um yeah, I like the Gibson into a Fender's cool. So,
That
anyway,
is, yeah.
can
Right
nerd
on. Well,
out
yeah,
all day about the gear.
if we can do that next time if you're ever in town, we can come on in and
You bet.
chat. So, yeah. Well,
Right
thank you
on.
so much and good luck. We'll see you in Vancouver.
Hey, thanks, Stuart. Yeah, I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Thanks, Marcus.
Nice to talk to you. Yeah.
Absolutely. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it would be great to see you out there. Take it easy.
You as well. Sounds good. Have a good one.